Hi everyone, welcome to another Zohar reading. Today we're going to read VaEra, so I'll show you where that is in a second, but just as usual, before we get into it, we'll say hello to this great group of fellow points in the heart, fellow people who share a desire to read the very high texts such as the Zohar in order to draw the light and to connect between these points from all around the world. So we'll say hello to Tolik, who sends his love from Brooklyn. Carl, once again, greetings from Pittsburgh. Good to see you again, Carl. And Sylvie from the Netherlands sends love and prayers. Francine, prayers from Portland, Oregon. Susan, warm hugs from Toronto. Ed, hello from Northern Ohio. Sean, love from Melbourne, Australia. Sonia, love from Oslo, Norway. Mary, love from Sackett's Harbour, New York. Patricia from Ohio. Hello everyone, grateful to be here with you. Grateful to be also with you. Eva, light and love from Romania. Mina sends her love from Atlanta. Anima, hello friends. Hail Yilmaz from representing Turkey and Las Vegas. Monica, love from the UK. Tao, hi from Rustenburg in South Africa. Diana from Pennsylvania. Lisbeth from the Netherlands. I'm sure many of you will also start coming in. And we also have on Facebook Julie saying shalom from Utah and sending her love. So we're going to get into seeing first a clip with Kabbalist Dr. Michael Laitman, our teacher, to prepare us for the reading. But before we do so, as usual, we'll just show you where you can find the text we're going to read today. So if you just go to Kabbalah.info, click the Zohar section, click Study the Zohar, and then just either scroll down or you can do a search for VaEra, this one, VaEra, and I appeared, and you can just click that and feel free to follow along if you so wish. So without further ado, let's just watch a clip to prepare us for this reading by Dr. Michael Laitman, and we'll continue from there.
As we always say before we read the Zohar, that the Zohar is a source that explains to us the most inner, in the most general way, the reality, because the authors of the Zohar came to attain the Gar of Atzilut, what is called Gmar Tikkun, the final correction. And from this height they wrote. That's why if we try to unite between us, unite with the whole reality, with the whole world, and we want to reveal this upper force, there is no else besides him, in all his parts of reality, and even reality as a whole, we want to see this reality as not broken, as corrected. Then when we unite, when we intend to do this, then this book influences us in the best and the strongest way, and then the strongest surrounding light influences us. Let's tune ourselves in this way.
VaEra, and I appeared, from Zohar for All, section, and I appeared in God Almighty, Shaddai, and my name is Havaya. I am not known to them. Item 1. Trust in the Lord forever and ever, for the Lord is God, an everlasting rock. Trust in the Lord means that all the people in the world should strengthen themselves in the Creator and have confidence in Him. 2. Thus, what is forever and ever? One's strength should be in a place of persistence and connection of everything, and this is called ad, and ever, which is zeranpin. And this and ever is a place that unites to this side and to that side, which is the middle line, which unites the right and the left in each other, to persist and to connect, so the two lines will persist and their illuminations would be permanently connected. 3. This ad and ever has the desire of everything, as it is written, unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. Who are the everlasting hills? They are the two mothers, Bina and Malchut. Bina is called Yovel, Jubilee, and Malchut is called Shemitah, a periodic break in land cultivation. They are called everlasting hills, as it is written, from everlasting even to everlasting, meaning Bina and Malchut, and both are called everlasting or world. 4. The desire is in this ad, zeranpin, the middle line, the sustenance of all sides, right and left. Hence the desire of the Yovel, Bina, is for the ad, to crown it with gar, and to extend blessings unto it, which is abundance of chasadim, and to pour sweet springs upon it, meaning chokhmah that is mitigated in chasadim. It is written about it, Go forth, O daughters of Zion, and gaze upon King Solomon, upon the crown with which his mother has crowned him. King Solomon is the king that peace is his, meaning zeranpin, whose mother is Bina. The desire of the Shemitah, Malchut, for ad, zeranpin, is to be blessed by him and to shine from him. Thus certainly this ad is the bound of the everlasting hills, which are Bina and Malchut, one to bestow and the other to receive. 5. For this reason, trust in the Lord forever and ever, which is zeranpin, since from there and up, meaning Chokhmah and Bina, which are above zeranpin, it is a place that is covered and concealed, which none can attain. It is a place from which the worlds, which are zon, emerge and form, as it is written, For the Lord is God, an everlasting rock. Ko is Chokhmah, Havaya is Bina, and they are the ones who form and elicit the worlds, which are zon. And this place is hidden and concealed, which is why it is written, Trust in the Lord forever and ever, to show that thus far through zeranpin, called ad and ever, everyone is permitted to observe. Henceforth in chub, chokhmah and bina, no one is permitted to observe, since it is hidden from all people. And what is the place that is forbidden to observe? It is the ko of havaya, chub, from which all the worlds were formed. There is no one who can perceive that place to attain something. 6. The text indicates the inability to attain above zeranpin, as it is written, For ask now of the days past, from the end of heaven, which is zeranpin, to the end of heaven. The writing explains that asking and attaining is only in the degree of heaven, zeranpin, from its end to its end, that thus far man has permission to observe, henceforth, meaning above zeranpin, none can perceive it. This is so because each degree comprises gar and zat, which is zeranpin, and there is attainment only in the Ziranpin of each degree, even in Ziranpin of Gar, called Dat. However, no one can attain in the Gar of each degree, even in the Gar of the degree of Asiya. 7. Trust in the Lord forever and ever. In all of man's days, he needs to strengthen himself in the Creator. One who puts his trust and strength appropriately cannot be harmed by any person in the world, for anyone who places his strength in the holy name persists in the world. 8. This is so because the world persists in his holy name, as it is written, "For the Lord is God, an everlasting rock," meaning formed worlds. In Hebrew, everlasting rock can also mean form worlds, since the worlds were created by two letters, this world and the next world. This world was created in din, in judgment, and stands, meaning it persists on din, as it is written, "In the beginning God created," and this name implies din. This is so men will behave by din, law in this case, and will not stray from the way. 9. And God spoke unto Moses. The name God implies the sentence of the din that it stands on. Then Moses returned to the Lord and said, "O Lord, Adni," with Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, which is the name of Malchut. See, Moses' strength, at the very beginning of his prophecy, his spirit did not rest in this place, which is Malchut. He said, "O Lord, Adni, why have you brought harm to this people? Why did you send me, ever since I came, to speak in your name? He has done harm to this people, and you have not delivered your people at all." Who is the one who could say this? Only Moses, for he knew that another degree, higher than Malchut, was intended for him, since he was a Merkavah for Ziranpin, the queen's husband. (10) In the beginning, when he was given the house, Malchut, which is a Merkavah for Ziranpin, who is the queen's husband, sorry about that, just a bit sick. He was rewarded with the degree of Malchut, being his home, as it is the home of Ziranpin. This is why he commanded it as one commands in his home, and says what he wishes without fear. Moses too was speaking to his house, which is Malchut, and he was not afraid. 11. And God spoke is the sentencing of din. Sorry everyone, I have to deal with the throat at the moment, so I'm going to put on another clip of Rav's.
And only in the intention we are different from all the others. Only in the intention, because through the intention we attract the light that reforms, and if we don't do this, then we won't succeed, and it's actually the opposite. We'll come to an even bigger breaking. So some circle that will bring us to the good, but through suffering. And this point needs to be very clear. We can do good with no trouble. I am standing and I begin to give to everyone. Love, sweets, whatever you want. Why? Because there is some angel behind me? and when I stop, I receive a blow. So the action is correct? Correct. Nobody can doubt. So the action you can perform, the judge only sees what his eyes see, but the intention nobody sees, and the man himself doesn't know, but only by awakening the surrounding lights. The surrounding lights I awaken through how I treat the group, how I relate to the society through the action. What would I add? But to add the right intention with respect to the teacher, to the study, to the society we study in. These efforts attract the light that reforms, brings us back to the source, because the actions don't change. The only thing that changes is the intention. The whole creation is only in order to build the correct intention and add it to all the actions. And these actions, what actions? So that the intentions would be with respect to the action. I don't want to receive. No. Thank you. No. Why? I don't have an intention. Correct intention. And then I avoid reception. And then I can receive something. Thank you. I make a screen. I can give a reflected light in response, and then I engage my vessels of reception. This means that I work with the vessels of reception or I don't receive. We want to avoid reception, maybe due to shame, or we receive. In order to show that we receive this love, and we want to be grateful, want to thank the giver, and the actions are the same actions. The problem, only the intention determines the essence of the action.
There is a similar question that comes from a couple of different people. They're asking about the Zohar. They're basically asking, what is the meaning of the Zohar in our time, and are we in a time that obliges us to study the Zohar in order to attain spirituality? Yes, absolutely. I've waited for it for a long time, and before I didn't want to start that. I even said the opposite. Why should we do it, and so on. There was seemingly a question, because Baal Sulam made his whole life work on that. What was it, for no reason? Of course not. The thing is that there had to be a preparation for that, and because we have now reached as a pretty big mass of people to a state where we are able to start climbing that ladder, then we are starting to study Zohar with everyone, and anyone who joins, if they'll know how to join, meaning how to nullify themselves, and like a baby, to study with us with all their efforts in order to begin to feel what the Zohar talks about. And there's no mind there. There's no intellect. You can't study it and make a lot of drawings to try to explain that. Of course, you can add a little bit here and there. But basically, the Zohar is talking to the heart in order to develop your emotion, so that this emotion will already be aimed at reception and bestowal, those two discernments. And this is why, basically, that's the reason Baal Sulam called his commentary Hasulam, the ladder. With what kind of preparation internally should we arrive at the study? Is there something special in terms of the social aspect of the world, Kli? Well, the Zohar, you can't absorb it if you don't study it in a group. You can't study the Zohar on your own. It was written by a group of Kabbalists, by a complete Kli vessel, that is, because those 10 sages of the Zohar, they formed a complete Kli. Each of them represented a specific sphira, a specific force within the complete vessel that the Creator created. So if we yearn to become that one complete Kli, that is the only way in which we can absorb their message, and it will influence us. Without that, it just won't happen. We have to study in any case, meaning in any state we're going through, but we have to try to do it like that, and then we will quickly feel how that force that is hidden in the Zohar works that way, that it unites us. But only to the extent of connection between us will we be able to absorb their message and to somewhat understand. When I say understand, I mean the heart understands, meaning that the desires are prepared in a way that they are willing to understand emotionally what they want to convey to us. That is impossible to be learned intellectually. You can try to study that way, but that's what's called the potion of death. So there has to be a group with preparation, with some despair from previous steps where people thought they would attain spirituality this way or that way, and they had all kinds of illusions or scrutinies they had to make until they go through that and until they become somewhat willing to nullify themselves because they see that with their own powers they can't attain. Then it is worthwhile to start approaching the Zohar and become integrated, included with what's there. There's a preparation to become included, to nullify yourself. In the meantime, we'll sing. The fact that I hear that people are excited and they have some sort of an anxiety and some appreciation towards the study of the Zohar is actually very important in order to properly connect with the Book of Zohar. Besides that, we need to understand that this book works on a group. It doesn't work on an individual. So if we will not think about unity along with it, then we'll just miss it. The important thing will just slip through. So the important thing is to be united while reading the book, in every word and in every discussion we have on it. We should only think about the unity of the vessels. You can say, but you're always telling us that we have to feel things within, that I have to delve into myself, drown inside, and there, within my desires, find those terms, those concepts, the fish, the people, the animals, Noah, the ark, all of that. And that's what I have to work with. And now you're saying that the group again, which is outside, but the group is not outside. The group is the gathering and the connection of all those desires that I call outside of me. those inner desires that we are in, it's all in that desire that seemingly evolved, and seemingly all kinds of divisions and worlds and levels were created in that desire. We wish to achieve what's called one unique and unified, to reveal the wholeness in that desire, the wholeness of all the pieces, how they behave, how they interact, how they are interconnected, integrated. That's what we have to reveal through our efforts. When we make efforts, we begin to digest, understand, realize where we are, what's going on, how everything's built. By that, we come to know the Creator, and as a result of our efforts, our research and our deeds, we become like Him, meaning like that upper force which resides in that desire He created and organized everything within it. Through our efforts, we feel it, we attain it, and we seemingly regroup all those scattered pieces that are opposite to each other and conflicting. And this is how we become that point we have of the I becomes just like the Creator, and the desire itself is not the I. That's not me. The qualities, forces, and forms in the desires is not me. Me, the I, is some point that is foreign to the desire. It doesn't belong to the desire, which I use to work with the desire. Just like the Creator is outside of the desire, and He worked and shaped the desire and all kinds of things in it, He also created that point outside the desire, which is the I. You understand? So that's the entire desire, and the Creator relates to it from outside, and there's me somewhere outside of it, of this, the I, which relates to the entire desire from outside. Just like the Creator has some point from which He observes it, I have too, and that's where we become equal. And here is the desire that He created and the light in it, and the I is some sort of a point of feeling that comes from the breaking. It's a spark that's outside of this. So I need to describe all of this as what's given to me so as to recognize the Creator. He related to this and built worlds and levels and degrees here, and I need to recreate the wholeness.